Breaking news. War crimes were committed, survivors say, while Putin's men looked on. According to the Daily Beast, two ethnic Armenian soldiers who survived the blitzkrieg onslaught against Nagorno-Karabakh reported seeing what appeared to be war crimes committed against civilians in the disputed enclave. In spite of Russian peacekeepers protecting civilians in the border region, Azerbaijan launched its attack on Nagorno-Karabakh last week. After Azerbaijan's assault began on September 19, they only needed 2 days to take control of the enclave. Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan of Armenia has since blamed Russia for not intervening. According to the soldiers, one civilian had his leg severed in two during the attack when he was hit by a sniper's bullet. They also claimed to the Daily Beast that they had seen indiscriminate shelling of civilian areas, which is a violation of the Rome Statute of the International Criminal Court. Witness allegations of war crimes committed by Azerbaijani soldiers and citizens are currently being collected in Armenia by the University Network for Human Rights, a non-governmental organization dedicated to documenting crimes against humanity. Attacks on civilian infrastructure and forcible removal are among the alleged wrongdoings. Anush Bagdasaran, a consultant attorney for the University Network for Human Rights, has spoken with about 25 families in recent days about human rights violations during the war. He says that people are afraid to speak out because they still have relatives in Nagorno-Karabakh. Everyone we've talked to is a victim of ethnic cleansing and forced relocation. Bagdasaran told the Daily Beast, "We have been documenting their departure, documenting what happened since last Tuesday, September 19. People have been telling us that they hurriedly retreated into bunkers or escaped into forests, but that they had to leave behind the elderly and sick." Bagdasaran said, "They're telling us that many of them are still missing. They haven't heard from them or seen them in a long time. They have no idea if they're dead or where they are. A lot of people have had to flee their homes, many others have gone missing, and many others have had loved ones die. People are now on the move. They heard the soldiers were coming 30 minutes in advance, so they ran to the next village," she said. When Armenians arrive at the border, Azerbaijani border patrol agents conduct a thorough search of their vehicle, including opening the doors to look inside and removing any male passengers. Despite Bagdasaran's claims, one woman told me that she read that one boy they took out of the car had his was cut off at the border, which is obviously not true. The military of the breakaway region of Nagorno-Karabakh was caught off guard by Azerbaijan's decision to go to war with them. They hadn't anticipated an invasion and didn't have enough ammunition to fight back. They quickly capitulated to Azerbaijani forces, allowing Baku's occupation forces to take control of the region they call Artsakh. The two soldiers, who spoke to the Daily Beast under the condition of anonymity, detailed additional atrocities they say they witnessed in a series of interviews. According to Amik's account to the Daily Beast, fighting broke out around 1 p.m. He was at his military base in an unidentified village in Nagorno-Karabakh. He was with his family in Goris, Armenia, outside a humanitarian aid center when he made the statement. "We know this won't be a protracted conflict. Logic did not apply. We had a small number of people and no weapons. We had one grenade launcher but no projectiles for it." The Azerbaijani army rapidly advanced into Nagorno-Karabakh, forcing Amik to confront the invaders head-on. According to him, Azerbaijani soldiers first bombed his position. Then he learned that Russian peacekeepers were also being shelled in another part of the village. Then, however, Amik revealed, "We saw 50 to 60 guys heading in our direction with weapons. We reacted. There is no more Artsakh." After 24 hours of fighting, Amik and his brigade were forced to surrender to Azerbaijani troops. "We saw civilian killings. 13 children were killed in Stepanakert," Amik recalled at the time. "They bombed civilians, and I saw it happen." Sushni, a city in Nagorno-Karabakh that Azerbaijan has occupied since the regional war of 2020, was bombed with artillery and aircraft. "Damage from bombs and shells was evident to me. A man existed who had neither hands nor legs. We lost 3 or 4 men per post in my company. So, we fired back. Stayed for a good chunk of the day. The war ended at 1:30 p.m. on September 20, Amick continued. The officers in charge of Amick's brigade announced the end of hostilities and ordered their men to turn in their weapons at that point. They were going to kill us, we knew it, he said. Amick escaped through the woods and made it to Stepanakert, where his family was waiting for him. There was a sense of defeat. We're here, Amick declared as he surveyed the surrounding relief facilities. The war has left many homes in Nagorno-Karabakh empty, but the soldier is confident that Azerbaijanis will fill them. However, Amick and the other 70,000 Nagorno-Karabakh refugees have been left with no home, nothing. We are at a loss for direction. Hundreds of thousands of refugees are now in the same position as Amick. They are at a loss as to what to do next, and many are still trying to comprehend how their lives could be wiped out in a single day. A 22-year-old soldier named Robert was relaxing with his grandmother, parents, and brother on the grounds of the same humanitarian aid center as Amick. After witnessing an Azerbaijani sniper shoot the leg of a civilian, he reported the incident to the Daily Beast. Robert and his family were able to get away because they were wearing disguises. However, he claimed to have heard of other servicemen who had been trapped in Nagorno-Karabakh. Azerbaijan is not going to let them go. From what I understand, this is an emotion I have no words for. Seeing my pals in battle makes me realize how difficult it is. Robert said, the hardest thing is to lose friends. There is no Artsakh anymore, he stressed.